One thing not on the agenda for the final weeks of this Congress is a bill to do more to help Afghans who worked with the U.S. during the 20-year war in Afghanistan. The Afghan Adjustment Act would end the possibility of deportation or joblessness for the nearly 73,000 evacuees who entered the U.S. under humanitarian parole, a 2-year program that expires next year. A group of veterans recently undertook a 7,600-mile road trip to raise awareness of the legislation and to convince lawmakers to support it. One of them is Matt Zeller, an Afghan combat vet who is now a senior advisor to Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. Matt, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. What's the reality in Afghanistan today, Matt?
Afghanistan remains hell on earth for the people that we left behind. There is an ongoing famine that has been killing people now for the better part of the last year. A popular phrase in our culture is winter is coming. Well, winter is here in Afghanistan, and it is brutal. On top of that, the Taliban have a systemic countrywide effort to hunt down the people that we left behind and, simply put, murder them.
So that's a daily danger for thousands of people and their families, Matt. What about those who made it to the U.S.? What challenges are they facing?
So we evacuated some 78,000 Afghans last year who came into the country under something called humanitarian parole. And for lack of a better term, what that means is they're here as guests. They're allowed to stay here as long as the government says that they can remain in the United States. They don't have permanent work authorization. They don't have permanent status in this country. So imagine you're a parent of a young child and you've been evacuated in the last year from the only country that you've ever known, and now you live here in the United States. You'd probably want to get your kid registered for school. You probably want to start providing for that child. What if you couldn't? What if you didn't have permission to work? What if you weren't guaranteed that within a year you would even still be residing here in the United States? How could you begin to feel like you were moving on with your life? That is the reality that befalls the vast majority of the Afghans that we evacuated during the evacuation in last August. Simply put, without the Afghan Adjustment Act, they don't have a permanent place here in America. And starting next August, they're likely going to begin being deported by the government unless we get this law passed.
Being deported to a place where, as you told us in the beginning of our chat, there is a systematic hunting and killing of people who somehow worked with or supported the American mission. So, Matt, what exactly would this Adjustment Act do for them?
Yes, so there's 3 things that the Afghan Adjustment Act does. First off, for all those Afghans that got evacuated, they would be allowed to apply for something called an adjustment of status. Now, we based this law on 2 different laws that we passed actually at the end of the Vietnam War, the 1975 Indochina Resettlement Act and the 1980 Azo-American Immigration Act. Those 2 laws in congregate allowed for the Vietnamese who were evacuated at the end of the Vietnam War to apply for what's called an adjustment of status. Simply put, to apply for a green card. The difference here is the Afghans, in order to get that green card, would also have to undergo an additional round of vetting. Quite frankly, the level of vetting that most people who oppose this bill had hoped had occurred before these people even got on the airplanes to come to the United States. So the first thing it does is it provides an actual pathway for those people to apply for green cards and be able to remain in the United States so long as they can pass that background investigation. The next and probably most important thing to veterans is there's some 300,000 left behind interpreters and their family members in Afghanistan who are, again, being systemically hunted down by the Taliban. Without the Afghan Adjustment Act, these people have no ability to get to the United States. And the reason for that is, under the current law, anyone who wants to apply for a special immigration visa, again, these are the visas that are set aside for the interpreters, they have to undergo an in-person interview at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul under our current law. And you can see right off the bat why there's a problem with that. There is no more U.S. Embassy in Kabul. So the Afghan Adjustment Act, once passed, would allow the State Department to conduct the legally required in-person interview. Instead of at the U.S. Embassy, which no longer exists, it would allow them to do it online. And then finally, the law would create an interagency task force to speed up the processing of these visas, and it would also extend eligibility for these visas to the Afghan commandos and special forces who do not have a viable pathway under any immigration plan currently available to the United States.
Matt, to hear of the surrealism involved in some of this bureaucratic paperwork, which really boils down to men, women, and children who are unable to escape that hellhole, as you described of the regime there in Afghanistan. It's just amazing. There's no embassy, and that's where you have to go to get the paperwork done. It's just, it's surrealistic, and it's just, I thank you, Matt, for being with us. It's really important that we continue to have this conversation. I appreciate your time.